Hello there, everyone. This is Selena. So I'm finally able to get this the screen shared here. I know that I did a quick promo a few days ago on this wonderful new challenge that I got coming out on January 2nd. It's going to be a live 5-day challenge that I hope everyone can join with. Right now it's free, so you can go sign up and I'll give you a link to that. But I just want to go over like what it is we're going to be doing for these over those 5 days. So first, real quick about me, for those of you who don't know me, I'm a mother of 6, a graduate of Functional Medicine University and Dr. Sears Coaching Academy. And my mission became redefining healthcare to help give clarity, action steps, and resources that leads to empowerment. When my son was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes back in 2014, and we had it just completely hit us out of nowhere. And we're like, we thought we were doing everything right. We were eating natural. We made a lot of our own foods, or we almost all of our own foods. We, ground our own flour, all those kinds of things. And yet still he developed autoimmunity with 0 family history. So that's what got me really deep into natural and functional medicine. And so here we are. And then today, what we're going to talk about is this upcoming program about stopping sugar cravings. And I know this is kind of the time of year that everybody makes resolutions, and some people dread it because they know that year after year after year, they make that same resolution and they can't stop that sugar craving. So here's the deal. Our brain runs on glucose. I mean, the key word, not sugar. And sugar, it's kind of a couple of different ways you can look at sugar. One is the fake sugar and the processed sugars. And then there's also the sugars that we're going to see in foods, and that's the healthy sugar, like glucose. And so our brain needs the sugar. Our brain needs carbohydrate and healthy carbohydrates and glucose. If it doesn't have it, things start to fall apart. We get this false energy. We get a sense where we have this pep up, and then we have a crash. And then we end up, at the end of the day or halfway through the day, we're like, oh my goodness, I need some coffee and I can't make it through the day. Or we do another bit of sugar and it gets us up again, and then we're wired at night because now we can't sleep because we're completely off. What you haven't been told here is that a lot of this starts way before we were adults. I don't know how many of you guys know that most baby formulas, especially before like 10, 15 years ago, the ingredients were 40 to 50% high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup is a toxin to the body. It is processed exactly the same way, through the same pathways, in the same processes as alcohol, because it's considered foreign. So from a metabolic perspective, the body functioning, when we drink a soda, it's essentially like drinking a beer, only we're just not getting the buzz. So what that equates to is that we've been fueling our bodies and our children's bodies with something that's toxic. I mean, a soda is high fructose corn syrup. And then we kind of wonder, why do we have a childhood epidemic right now of non-alcoholic fatty liver? And then we have adults who cannot stop the sugar cravings. So we are going to take all this information and we are going to come up with a plan. Now, one of the great resources I would encourage all of you guys to go watch is Sugar, the Bitter Truth. And I will leave a link of this video in my description below. It's one of my favorite all-time videos about sugar. It's from Dr. Robert Lustig. He was a pediatric endocrinologist out in the San Francisco, Oakland area. Absolutely amazing. The best video that I've seen on sugar that really gets into it. It's a very sciencey. It's for medical professionals, although anyone can understand it. He does teach it in an amazing way that it really doesn't matter if you're a medical professional or not. You're going to get this. So highly, highly recommend it. Now, sugar cravings, irritability, crankiness, hangriness, right? We all know this, either in our children or ourselves. We know somebody. And then it turns into other things, inability to lose weight, hormone imbalances, aches and pains, fatigue, high cholesterol, all the hormones whack, whether it's the female hormones or your thyroid hormones, adrenal, it just all becomes a mess, right? We're going to delve deeper into this. So all these things we're going to expand on in our 5-day challenge. And what we're going to do is go through the stages of successfully quitting sugar, because it's more than about just swapping out something that's healthy for you. Swapping out, sugar, the bad sugars, with a healthy alternative is definitely part of the process, but we have to take it to a much deeper level. That level is kind of like kindergarten, grade school, preschool level. We want to take it to that PhD level where you can kick sugar by to the curb once and for all. And on top of that, you don't have to worry about caving just because you're exposed to, because you're around an event where there's tons of desserts. It's not going to affect you the way that it does now. Here's the deal. Here's the key and the secret to what is different about this program as to a lot of others teaching is our brain is going to default to that automatic response. So remember back whenever we were this part about being children, And all this exposure to high fructose corn syrup, the body has gotten used to running on this plan B. So the high fructose corn syrup and all these processed sugars is the plan B for the body to get sugar. And so if that's where it's running and that's where it's going to do that. It knows that, okay, if you're not giving it healthy things, it can at least get it this other way. There's going to be a lot of collateral damage. We need to stop that process so that the automatic response goes to the healthy foods. And that's what it's craving as opposed to plan B. We needed to go after plan A. So there's 2 steps: providing good food fuel for our brain, and then rewiring that response. So whenever it doesn't have it, when it's hungry, it's an appropriate response for it to say, hey, I need some food. But when it says I need some food, it's asking for good food as opposed to bad food that's just going to keep creating more problems. Cold turkey, we all know that really doesn't work, right? And so it might for men. A lot of times men are more successful than women, but for a lot of women, I'm pretty sure can relate that the cold turkey just doesn't really work so well. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you the ultimate manifesto and a plan of how we're going to do this, do the fuel and rewiring the brain together, because both of those pieces are absolutely 100% necessary. Oops, wrong direction there. So you're going to have the worksheets and the resources that you need to customize the plan for you, because it's not a one size fits all. The strategies are going to be the same for everyone, but your temptation is going to be very different than somebody else's temptation. The foods that you like to eat is going to be something different than somebody else's. How the other strategies that we're going to do with the rewiring the brain also may be a little bit different. So you're going to have those worksheets to start to learn a little bit more about you and understand. We're going to put a game plan together, because if we don't have a game plan, then we're going to fail. There's any team that goes into any sort of competition, they've practiced, they've laid out a plan, they've strategized. They don't just say, oh, you know what, I think we're going to go to the Super Bowl tomorrow. It doesn't work that way. So if we want to really make a huge impact, a long-lasting, life-changing impact, we have to plan and strategize. And so we're going to have the resources and do that so that you can be very successful. We're also going to move beyond just overcoming a sugar addiction. We're also going to be talking about neurohealth strategies, metabolic health strategies beyond just the sugar, sleep and activity health strategies, because all of these things play a role in what our body uses for energy. Anything that requires energy, the body needs glucose. So it's going to convert things to glucose. The ketones is going to convert the fats over so that it can use these kinds of things, use the energy from it. So we have to make sure that everything that uses energy, we are also looking at opportunities to make that energy pathway work better, putting less burden on it, extra stress on it, so that it can work in a healthy way. Questions. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. So this is a very short overview. You can join for free. And again, I'm going to put the link below. It's coachselena.com. And if you would like to book a call and ask any questions, it's selena.as.me. And you can pick a quick strategy call there. And I hope to see you guys. Feel free to comment and ask questions also down below. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. And I look forward to seeing a lot of you guys coming in a couple of weeks. You all take care.